Welcome to the Invivo Repair Centre. We're just going to do a quick updated video on the features of the innexxis BC7 Bluetooth upgrade for the SoundDock Original Series 1. I have one here. This dock has had the innexxis BC7 kit fitted. The resources you need to order and to diagnose your dock and to fit all the boards and upgrades that we supply are all in the technical guides section on the Invivo website. You can see this kit here comes with the screwdriver and everything you need. So to enable you to fit this into your dock, all you need is this kit and the video from the website. It's a YouTube video and it's blow by blow, and you can stop and freeze frame to fit the kit. So here we're going to look at the features of the device. Okay, so here's the dock. It's fitted, standard cradle arrangement here. The dock looks the same after the board is fitted as it did before. You still have the 30-pin connector. It looks the same. The only difference is if I disconnect the power and reconnect the power again, you'll hear two beeps as the Bluetooth system initializes. Okay, so now we have Bluetooth. So if we go to, this one's on iPhone 4, Bluetooth is switched on. You can see in the device window there are no devices. The dock is not discoverable and you can't pair with it until you hold down both buttons for 5 seconds and then you hear a beep. There's the pairing beep. The dock has now gone into discoverable mode so it can be seen, and you can see it's popped up almost immediately on the Bluetooth device list in your phone, innexxis BC7. So if we select that, they'll now negotiate. And it's asking us if we want to confirm pairing. We do. It's now paired and connected. So if I go to some music now, this is YouTube, and press play.
She was looking kind of dumb with her feet.
It's now playing through the dock via Bluetooth. High quality stereo streaming. You can adjust the volume here, and you can also, if you want to play loud, you can turn the volume up and down on the handset.
Your brain gets smart, but your head gets dumb. So much to do, so much to see, so what's wrong with...
So if I just pause that now and plug this in and directly connect, you can see we're now connected into the dock. The iPhone is charging, and if we looked at this small icon at the bottom right on an iPhone, press that, you can see you can choose the output selection to the innexxis BC7 or the dock connector. At the moment it is connected to the dock connector. When you plug the phone in, it automatically selects the dock connector. Now if I press play now, it's playing through the dock connector. If I remove, and it's automatically reconnected via the BC7. So all I have to do is press play and the playing continues, okay? So you can freely remove and add the play docked or play remotely. So if I put that back in there, so it's charging and working. And then I go to a Samsung. This is a S7 Samsung phone. And we go to Bluetooth. You can see Bluetooth is switched to Bluetooth on. Okay, available devices again 0. So now I compare to this phone. There it is, the BC7. So note that when I pair with this, it will remember both phones, and then both phones can play. So you can have multiple devices associated with the dock, and you only have to go through the pairing the first time that the two learn about each other and learn to connect, and you give them permission. Afterwards you just need to select them from the device list. So I'll select the BC7 and it's asking me if it's okay to pair, and I say yes, it's okay. And now that's paired. Okay, so now if I go back to play some music, there we go, and we're now playing from this handset. Okay, so if I just pause that for a moment and explain, it's a class 2 Bluetooth device and the range can be up to 10 meters. It depends on the room, the layout, the constructions of your wall and your house or the building in which it's being used. But typically it's the same in the next room type functionality, or it will play through from upstairs to downstairs. but it is a Bluetooth device. It is a short range device. Our device is as good as any other on the market. So it's a Bluetooth 10 meter range. Okay. Now, if I go back to this again, and interestingly, did you notice you don't have to undock your device? So if you have a resident iPod with your music on, which you use for background music, and then you want to play and stream some music from your iPhone or from the internet radio, then you don't have to walk over and unplug this. You just simply connect to it. And it actually, and if this one is playing, and I press play on here, it'll take the dock over remotely. So it's quite a nice feature. And when I pause again, if I stop playing here and I'm finished with it, the streaming stops. It waits about 5 or 10 seconds and then reconnects to the iPod in the dock. Okay. So I'll just show you an alternative arrangement here. Is that on this dock, on the BC7 board, there is an indicator light, which is a status light. And if you don't have to buy this, but if you also want to have a stronger back support for your connector, it actually protects the connector quite well, because the connector is presented higher so that the iPod, it penetrates further into your iPod or iPhone, so that you can operate some of the phones with the case on. And also you get the rear support, so it's not pushing backwards and forwards all the time, straining the connector. But if I just plug this unit in, I mention this for completeness, so that if you want to have this feature, you can put a cradle support upgrade in, plug it in. You can see there is a blue flashing light, which tells you the iPhone, the Bluetooth status. So now if I go into pairing mode with this unit, go into Bluetooth, pair with this BC7, go pair, get the beep. You can see we're paired and associated, so the light is flashing every few seconds. You can say that means that the phone is connected. And then when you press play, you get the blue playing light. So with this cradle support upgrade, you do get a little bit more information about what's happening, how to pair, and all these details are in the instruction on the website. So there is an instruction booklet which you can download from the technical guide section of the website and see the function of this light. So this cradle is very easy to fit. There's the details on how to fit the cradle on the website, and it's a kind of a complementary product which goes with the BC7, but it's not entirely necessary. Okay, so the other thing about this cradle is that here you have different thicknesses of pads depending on which iPods or iPhones you want to use. You can select a pad of thickness to suit the case of your iPhone. Some of the very old iPods are very deep, and so we have a thin pad, and some of the iPhone 5, for example, iPhone 4 is very thin, so we have a thicker pad. But there's a selection of pads come with it, and this is the kit that you order. You can see it comes complete with the little fascia, the insert, and the 3 rubber pads all in a kit. So if you want to have this feature and the BC7, then you need to add one of these to your shopping cart. The other features you can have is this one is also on the BC7. If you go on the website, you'll see there's a function or feature actually which enables you to connect an auxiliary jack, so that if you did want to stream to this via a connection, you can plug that in there, and then you have a 3.5mm stereo jack, which would, if I had a patch cable, connect to the earphone jack or from any other stereo audio source. And this is the front option version, so this is one that's been fitted by us. It is necessary to drill this hole in the front fascia, and to that end there is a template label which you carefully stick on, lining up the edges, and when the label is stuck on, you can then drill the hole on the crosshairs on the label. There is a procedure, again in the technical guide section, is a procedure that shows you how to drill that hole. And if you don't want to drill the hole and have the cable coming out the front, on the board there is a socket into which this little plug goes, and again the instructions and technical guide section, and this cable will route out through the back of the dock and come out under there, so you'll have a small 3.5mm tail into which you can plug your stereo audio source. For example, if you want to use it as a sound speaker for a TV or some other type of service, you can plug it in there. The sound will come out when there's music playing, but you can still take over the dock remotely and stream your Bluetooth without unplugging either the iPod that's docked or any stereo audio cable feed that you've plugged in. Okay, so that's the features of the innexxis BC7 Bluetooth upgrade for the SoundDock Original Series 1.